All right, all right, all right. All right. I've been so excited to do this case study. So we're about to jump in. So come on into the room. If you're watching live or on the replay, go ahead and let me know that you're there. I always come back through and comment. Y'all know I'm a church girl. I need to know that my folks are in the room. So I've got KeeKee here with me. She is going to be sharing her story. We're going to let her talk in just a bit. But hey, Angel, come on, guys. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. So I'm probably going to be a little silly because KeeKee makes me silly. She just does. So let me do this really quickly, guys. I want to, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Shameca Tankerson, like my name says right there. And what I do is I help brilliant, badass women to charge more, to sell more, to do it without apologies. I do that using my authority selling method system. I also have a book that I've written that's called The Power of Permission, How to Set Fire to Your Fears and Sell More. If you're new to me and you have not downloaded this book, that is the perfect place to start. It is available on Amazon. You can go there and pick it up. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to start talking to KeeKee. So this is a case study. I do these all the time. And what I believe is that in this online business space, there's not a lot of transparency. So many people just pop up one day and they're like, oh my gosh, I got $1 million business. Oh my gosh, I got a $10,000 sale. But they don't really tell you the behind the scenes. And it looks like they've came out of nowhere. But they don't talk about the journey and the real deal behind the doubts, the insecurities, the setbacks, the ups and downs. And so when I do these case studies, I like to share the real deal about how these women accomplish these things. So that's what we're doing today. KeeKee this year celebrated her biggest revenue generating month ever. And a sold out program. And so I want to talk about this journey because we're entering at this point in time. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but we're getting ready to enter into the new year. And I know people are holding dreams close to their heart. They're setting intentions. You are setting intentions for what you want your life and your business to look like. But then there's also these voices in the back of your mind that may be unsettling you, voice of doubt, all kinds of things. And so it always helps to see somebody who you feel like, oh, she's just a regular person, or she might look like you. You know, she may not look like you. I can't tell you how many times people come to me and they're like, you do what? And I realize it's because I don't look like what they have the picture of a successful business owner that they've put in their mind because I look like them, right? They're like, but I'm not there yet. So I want you to know that you could just be regular and kill it. Okay. So that's why I do these stories. So let's talk. Hi, Jerry Ann. Hi, Gigi. All right. Here we go. The people are in the house. Y'all make sure y'all talk to us. Ask questions. We're going to flow. Okay. This isn't canned. Awesome. Okay. So KeeKee, this is where we're going to start. First and foremost, I want you to tell the people who you are, what you do, how do you serve the world? How are you making a difference on the planet?
Okay, I'm KeeKee Cornelius, business coach and digital nomad, and I help women, entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, authors, and consultants build their businesses so they can work from anywhere around the world. They can live on vacation, and they can just blow this thing up called entrepreneurship from a coffee shop in Spain if they wanted to, or, you know, a ale house in London, somewhere other than our normal day-to-day office space.
Awesome. I love that. I love the concept of living on vacation because, you know, I like to travel. Right. Now that I have a passport, I'm traveling. So here's the biggest thing about what KeeKee has done that I really want to highlight is that she created her biggest revenue month ever and sold out a program without a sales page, without spending money on ads. Somebody asked, I think it was Gigi, without a PAL page. So you guys know I teach proof of work page that my clients create that helps begin to sell for them before they get on a sales call. She didn't do any of that. And so I want you to talk about what it took for you to decide to just go for it and talk about some of the questions you had yourself about doing it in that way, like not having a funnel, not spending money on Facebook ads, all the things we feel like we need to get together, a landing page, a sales page.
Right. Okay. So the reason I didn't do all of that this time, Shameca, is because I've done all that before. I mean, I've processed the lies in my head several times. You have to have a sales page. You have to have this. You have to have that. What we really need in business is sales and people to buy, period.
Right.
So I went after that way. I went at it that way. Like, how do I talk to people? And what I've learned over the years is that a sales page doesn't work for me. It doesn't sell for me. It doesn't make money for me. What makes money for me is talking to people. They need to hear my voice. They need to hear the excitement. So I went just with that, just to let them hear my voice, because I created the sales page, so I am the sales page.
Absolutely.
I don't need a piece of real estate online to be that. I just wanted
I'm
to
going to write this down real quick. This is going to be our point number 1 for today. You are the sales page.
Yes.
I don't know how big that's going to turn out, but that's what we are. Write that down. You are the sales page.
Exactly.
And I think it takes a certain amount of courage to bypass that. And we were just talking about this, right? So I want you guys to really hear me when I say this. It's not like most of you watching me, the people who follow me, are not running, we're not at multi-million-dollar business level, right? So we are often only looking for 10, 12, 5, 6, 8 people to fill a program and sell it out, whether you're selling it for $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000. We're looking for a small amount of people. So it's not like we're trying to drive hundreds of thousands of people to a sales page to get 300 people to say yes. For most of you, that's a lot of work and a waste of time. When very quickly you can communicate with people who desire to work with you, who have been watching and following you. I remember seeing the light bulb click for you. And you did a post where you said, and by the way, there's no sales page. I am the sales page.
I am. Because people kept asking, because we've been so conditioned as entrepreneurs that we need these things. So not even for us, but then the people that are out there that we're looking for, they're wanting it as if they really need it. I think this is what I've learned, is that when I go to a sales page, that's time for me to think about why I don't want to buy this program most of the time. So for me, in my business, I'm not looking, like you said, I'm not looking for a lot of people. I'm looking for 5 to 7 people to go on really nice vacation experiences with me. So I don't need a sales page to attract 1,000 people. I really only want 5 to 7, period. No more. And I want to talk to them. I really want to touch them. So you helped me with that, though, Shameca. You did.
You're welcome.
You did.
I could talk about this kind of stuff all day long, and people look at me and they go, "Oh, Shameca, it's you. You're a sales coach, so it's easy for you to just, talk to people." What are some of the doubts, the insecurities, the things you had to work through to get to the point where you said, "You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go"?
I had to get through thinking I needed a sales page. Let's start there. That, and then reaching out to people. So my reach out is really just trying to connect with women, but it was really about reaching out to women that have already been paying attention and that I just had been ignoring. It's like somebody likes and they want what you have, but you don't even offer it. You don't impact. You're like, "Oh, they like my post. They love my post. They made a comment," but then you don't reach out. So for me, what I learned from you was that I needed to just I just needed to go after my people. Mm-hmm. And tell them how much I love them and how much I wanted to work and play with them and how much this, it just had to be a conversation. It really just had to be a conversation. That was a switch for me, mindset.
So I want to touch on something because so it's a conversation that you have with people. Do you want to work with me? And that, like, I feel like a lot of times we want technology to rescue us, right?
Yes.
We're like, if I do X, Y, Z in the right order, if I write the post the right way, if I put my webinar or training on autopilot and spend, thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, the people will show up. And in reality, for most people, I believe is that the missing link is that you're really not asking people for the business or asking people to actually purchase and buy from you. You're putting content out there and waiting for them to go, oh my gosh, that's so great. How can I buy from you?
Yeah, pretty much.
And so there was a point in time where that was your philosophy.
Yeah, it was.
And you sold this thing out pretty fast too. It happened very quickly once you began to go for it. So what was the flip of the switch for, go ahead.
Watching marketing. Really, it was about marketing in a different way and allowing people in a different way, being real, asking to have a conversation, going back in and following up for someone who said they wanted a conversation and maybe they just didn't click a link. So following up was really big. I really just had to start believing in myself and to know that I just know that I'm a badass. So I just needed everybody else to know it. So it was like, okay, how do I let everybody know that I'm a badass? And I had to flip a switch. I had to talk about it. I had to let them know. Just like I was the sales page for my program, I had to be the sales page for KeeKee. And
Absolutely.
Not just, yeah.
So that's point 2. Own your badassness. Right?
Yeah.
So the first thing is understanding that you're the sales page. You are a walking billboard for your business. People buy because of you.
Exactly.
You don't need all the extra things. The extra things that we try to put out there to try to fill a 10-person program or to get 5 people to get on a sales conversation with us, it's because of our own insecurities. And if you can own your badassness, know that you're good at what you do, right? Understand that you have value to bring to the table. And there are people out there that are waiting on you. You are the answer to their prayer. But as long as you're insecure and holding back and afraid that you're going to be making someone uncomfortable by saying, hey, I'd love to have you in this program, they are stuck exactly where they are. And so I do believe that this is a really good initial flip of the switch, that you've got to own the fact that you're a badass at what you do. Period. Yeah. Now, if you're not a badass at what you do, that's a whole nother story. I can't help you with that. I only work with badasses. So if you're still trying to figure out what you do, or you're not sure if you're good enough at it, this conversation is not for you. This is for those of you who know good and well that if somebody sat down in front of you, you could just go, and change their lives, change their business, change their body. That's who this conversation is for.
Exactly.
So another thing that I don't think people talk about often, and I hope this really supports you, that are all of you that are listening to this, is, being in business. I think business, and especially the sales part of business, is a mirror back for our lives, but it's not always a perfectly straight line or a perfectly straight level up, right? Into your business. There's ups and downs and peaks and valleys. And all along the way, we just did a case study with my client, Tessa. We talked about this. All along the way, there's usually people that fall off, relationships. And so one of the things that I saw you post today when you were sharing that you were about to have this candid conversation with the women here, or whoever else is watching, is that you did all of this in the midst of losing a really good friendship.
Yes. It's sad to me now, even thinking about it, but I don't know. I just knew that I couldn't get caught up in what was going on around me, because that relationship was in such turmoil that there was not going to be anything that I could do other than to release it. But at the same time, business goes on. I'm building a tiny house. I need money. I can't be letting somebody stop me from making sales. So for me, it was like, if you can, to me, at the end of that month, it was all the fuel I needed to know that if I can do this in a midst where, I think I haven't been this depressed in years. And I can still put it on and talk to women because I'm in my zone. They brought me out of that depression, like working. Sometimes we stop because things are going on. And really, it's in those times that I know, for me, is you have to keep pressing forward, because there's always something better on the other side of the BS. And sometimes the BS is you. Sometimes the BS is you. It's you making excuses for yourself. I just couldn't allow myself to be the one that was stopping me. I had the tools. I had the community. I had the program. Let's sell it.
Awesome. So I wrote down, be consistent. And this sounds like a no-brainer, But I promise you, when I'm coaching clients, this is the thing I'm consistently saying, because when life happens, there are starts and stops. When the doubt comes into your head, when you start to have these subtle conversations with yourself about not being ready, then you go back to the drawing board and you're planning. And then the next thing you know, 6-8 weeks has passed by and you haven't asked for the business. You've got to be consistent. The consistency creates this snowball effect, and it's consistent no matter what. And so, yeah, there might be some sloughing off of friends. And yeah, there may be people who you thought were going to be ideal clients that tell you go pound sand and no way. But I promise you, with consistency, the right people, the ones who are ready to say yes, ready to commit, and ready to jump into the boat with you, they will show up.
So I want to touch on that, Shameca, the right people. Because sometimes we're focused on, and I know that I was doing it too, you get focused on the wrong people, the wrong client, you already know, as business owners, we know who our clients are. We know who we want to serve. But sometimes we get to where we'll serve anyone if they have a pocketbook and money that'll, pay our prices. But I had to get away from that too, and really know who the right people were, and to not offer everyone who came my way for that program, because you just weren't the right fit. So that's why I had to talk to everyone too. I had to make sure you are the right fit for not just for me, but for the people that were going to be joining us as well. Yes.
So I want to talk about strategy a little bit, because that's good. So I hear lots of people now training that you don't need a sales call. And that's true. I do lots of sales without doing sales calls. But I understand my ideal client to no end. I know who it's a good fit for. I know how to maneuver the conversation in Messenger or without doing a sales call to get to that point. Can I tell most of y'all this? You need a sales call, right? And there's a number of reasons for it. But if you can just focus on moving the conversation from the online space to a conversation one-on-one with a person, you can see if it's a mutual fit, and you can move through the decision-making process much, much faster.
Yes.
Again, you're only looking for a handful of people most of the time, right?
Right.
So I want to talk about strategy, because I know a lot of people I'm trying to hide this comment that's there. Okay. I know a lot of people are wondering, well, how does she do it? Tell us the how. So let's talk about this, because I think this is important, because one of the things I brought up in this case study is that you didn't have a sales page, you didn't do a funnel, you didn't do ads, but you sold out the program, and now you're filling another program before that program's even delivered. Like that program happens in June, right?
In May.
Okay, and now you have a new program, which I got an invitation, so she ain't scared to come get nobody. She sent this to me. She's got another one that she's starting to fill right now. So let's talk about this no sales page strategy. What was your flow?
My flow was Facebook posts, watch who's watching, conversation. Like watch who's watching, follow up, and ask for a conversation. It wasn't until I had the conversation where I asked for a sale. But see, all before then, you know what I'm selling, because everything in the post says that. Everything in when I'm asking you about, let's set up a call, says that. So by the time we get to the call, you're pretty much prepped. You're just waiting on me to tell you how much it is.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you. Hold on. So let's have a conversation, because this is key. The key here is she said everything that she did leading up to the conversation told them exactly what they were getting. It wasn't a inspirational meme, and if you want your life to be different, message me. It was, this is the program, this is what I'm selling. I think there were some posts that had the investment amount on them as well. So there was a mixture of all of these posts going on, still leading people to a sales conversation. And the reason why I wanted to do a face-to-face like Shameca and you guys conversation is because when I watch people try to market, we're stuck in the give value trap. And we think that because you've been giving from your heart, it's going to allow somebody to try to engage with you and purchase, but they don't know what you're selling. They don't know what's next. They don't know how to buy from you. I'm talking in your faces up there. They don't know how to buy from you, right? KeeKee's laughing because we have this whole conversation about how I make all kinds of mistakes, and I'm just like, whatever, that's just what happens. We're going to talk about that in a second too. They don't know how to buy from you. And so the reason why you don't have people jumping on your offers is, one, you're not offering anything for real.
Right.
And there's no clarity on what that offer is, so that they can make a decision. What do I really want to take the next step? So if you can do anything with your marketing, I would say shift so that some of your marketing, I would say 80 to 90% of it, tells people exactly what they get. The rest give value. And yes, Jerry Ann, she did all of this on her personal profile.
Yep, I did.
Because it's an invitation to a conversation. It's not a link to PayPal, right? All of this on her personal profile page, because that's where her majority activity is. So my concept when it comes to using your personal profiles, in the beginning, most people have to use their personal profile because it's dead on their business profile. So you use your personal profile, get up the activity, and then you can start migrating people over to your business profile. Because she could have done all this on her business profile and not sold a single thing, because nobody would have ever seen it.
Right.
There's not enough activity over there. What did I say I wanted to talk about? Because I think that's super important. What's your question, Angel? Type it in. Do you remember, KeeKee, what I said I wanted to talk about? Y'all know I got to write stuff down. Okay, well, we're just going to keep it moving. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you would say to someone who is in the stages that you were in. Like, you've been building your business for quite some time,
right?
But it just hadn't really been taking off like you wanted it to. You know, you had some great times and then some not so great times. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like you're really crystal clear on how to build your business and how to get people to purchase from you. What would you tell someone in a heart-to-heart conversation who's in that same position?
I would say focus on what you really want to do. I mean, not what such and such said, this coach said you should be doing, what they think what looks good for you. I say focus on that thing that you know brings you to life, and you know that if you're going to launch it to this world, it's going to change lives. No matter how scary it seems, no matter if no one has done it before, no matter if no one believes in you, you just have to keep going. Just in that thing that gives you joy and brings you life. It has to be that thing, though. To me, it has to be that thing.
Awesome. I think, another thing that happens when we're growing our businesses is we don't want people to know our successes or our failures. And because we're in this is social media, right? It's a social society. The thing I hear most often from my clients, and even from you, as you were sharing, because we're going to talk about the thing you didn't want to talk about in just a second, is that the more they share their ups and downs, the more they share that they're traveling, the more that they share that their wins and their failures, the more they sell.
Yes.
And that's a hard space to cross over into. A very, very hard space to cross over into, because you don't want to like vomit all over people and share too much. But by the same token, people want to see, they need to have a Me Too moment, right? They need to have a Me Too moment. And that Me Too moment is, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. And so one of the things that I saw that you began to do when you began to sell more is to share with people the success of filling the program, right? The success of having your biggest revenue month ever, because then they go, oh my gosh, she's so successful. But that was hard for you.
Very hard.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, even telling my sister that you and I were going to do this, and I was telling her that I was afraid, and she was like, why? When it came to the why, I almost broke out into tears. It's just because I really, I started off in this space with some not so good coaching, and the not so good coaching was centered around the amount of money and the finances and the goods and, all the bling bling that was possible in this arena. So for me, it was like not wanting to be that girl. And then at the same time, my house was Vegas before I knew Vegas existed. You know what happens in this house stays in this house. You don't be telling nobody about your money. Is you crazy? People gonna come asking out of nowhere. People gonna want to know. It's so much going on personally that I was afraid. I didn't want people to know. Like who? And even when people like. Money doesn't motivate me, but okay, I did hear this because you said it, that it cut me deep one time. You like, money don't motivate you. And I can't remember what you said, but it cut me. But someone else said, okay, I'm not motivated by money, but I'm motivated by the things that I can buy with money.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like getting over that thing, getting over money is the root to all evil, because now I don't want people to think I'm evil or that I'm loving money because I'm talking about it so much. They are just spiritually, there was a lot. Familially, there was a lot. Just so much junk that needed to be released. So when you asked me, I was like scared, but I was like, I'm gonna need to do this. I need to do this.
Right. So as a part of your healing process, is there anything you want to share with the people that are watching?
So I had to, let me tell y'all, this is how deep it goes. I had to send Shameca an inbox like, I can't remember exactly what it said, but does this look like it might be a 10K month to you? And she was like, do you have invoices? Do you have this? I was like, yeah. She was like, then you can count that. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna let her go. I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm just gonna ghost. And then she came back. She was like, and the month passed. I knew she was waiting on me to celebrate. I knew you were. But I just couldn't figure out how to post it, right? So she come back in my inbox, are we going to celebrate your 10K month or not? And at this point, I had some kind of feeling about, okay, it's not a 10K month. It's going to end up being an 8K month. And, it's not a 10K month, so it's no big deal. To me, that's kind of what it was. But then it's like, it is a big deal.
Absolutely.
It is a big deal at a time where I didn't think it was possible. I've been trying to achieve this goal for years in my business, and it came, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So yeah, I had an 8K month, y'all. That's what
I was about to say. I don't want to step over this. In the comment section, can you guys clap it up for KeeKee and her 8K month? Because she tried to step over it because it wasn't a 10K month. And let me tell you, you were my inspiration for that post I did this morning, where I said, no one gets to decide for you what success looks like, right? I have a few clients this year that are hitting 6 figures, right? Then I have some who haven't hit 6 figures. But I'm like, have you done your numbers from last year to this year? It's a freaking 1,500% increase over your last year's revenue. Can we celebrate that? Like, yeah. We try to step over the celebration and just next goal. I'm gonna just make you feel real uncomfortable right now, and we just gonna celebrate it. And if I could spin around in my chair, hold on, we're gonna pull off. If we could spin around in the chair, we would do that. All right.
Yay, you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks.
Right. Woo! What success looks like for you. Exactly. Not a single solitary person. It's not when you hit a 10K month. It's not when you hit 6 figures. It's when you go, oh my gosh, you said just a few seconds ago, and you know what? I'm not gonna pass over all of these yays. We're gonna put them all up. We're gonna put them all up. You said just a few seconds ago that I've been trying to hit that goal for years. And it just wasn't happening. And then all of a sudden, bam, it happens. And then you don't even want to know if you got to find out if you got permission to celebrate yourself for a goal that you have been, for lack of better words, coveting for years.
Right.
And it happens. And now you know how to do it over and over and over again. Exactly. It is important to celebrate. Absolutely.
Look, absolutely. See, this is what happens when KeeKee talks about money. Hot flashes. Like, did you just tell the world? Oh my God, I don't know who's going to watch this. Yes.
So let's talk about this, because I think this keeps a lot of women stuck. They're like, well, if I don't have $1 million business, then I'm not successful. I'm not successful enough to go after XYZ client or charge a certain amount. So at some point you begin to celebrate your success. Now you know how to do this thing. And it's just a matter of doing it over and over and over again and repeating it. Mm-hmm. What does it feel like being on the other side of publicly celebrating yourself for accomplishing a goal?
It feels a little lighter because I'm publicly, so that means I can do it again. And it feels like, I feel like I can do anything right now. It's like things that made me scared and afraid before, I'm not afraid to do those things anymore. Women that, I mean, like sending an invitation to you or coming into your inbox and asking you for your address, things like that, you just do instead of toiling over them or thinking about them. Now I'm just a doer. Like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. It's going to work out or not, but I'm going to do it. I'm not going to wonder if it's going to work out. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
So thank you for allowing us to all bask in that moment with you. So here's what I want you all to know. If it's a $2,000 month and you haven't created any revenue, if it's your first $50,000 month, and I wanted to share that because I still feel the same thing as I'm growing my business. I'm surrounded by people who are smashing 100K months. Right. Shameca ain't doing 100K months yet. And I think Jerry Ann was actually in a room with me where I was talking about wanting to do this 100K month. And I'm like, totally like, well, it wasn't 100K because everybody else is like, I've done 100K. And they're like, well, hold on. Right. $83,000 is that's $1 million. That's $1 million business if you can do it over and over and over again. And you guys know my philosophy, right? My philosophy is once you know how to do something, then the next level is to scale it and make it repeatable. So if you have hit six figures in your lifetime, or if you have hit six figures or did a $10,000, you can do it again. We just need to learn how to replicate it and do it in a faster amount of time. That's all we're doing. Yeah. So I'm grateful to you for being open. I do want to share something before we begin to wrap up this case study. Okay. I want to answer Jerry Ann's question. I don't know if she's still here, but I want to talk about my philosophy. Oh, you got some you rocks going on here.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry Ann.
I want to talk about my philosophy when it comes to Facebook and the shutting down. I probably should be like, they're probably listening to me, so I probably shouldn't say this because they're going to shut me down tomorrow. So here's my philosophy. I've seen some people get shut down for doing it on the Facebook page, but what happens is there are some of you, and this is Shameca snapping shorts. There are some of you who you're not doing anywhere near enough for Facebook to try to shut you down for one time asking somebody to click through a link, even if it was a direct PayPal link. They're not going to shut you down for one post, right? But here's my philosophy. I am a business owner. Yes, Jerry Ann, you are. You are still here. Okay. I am a business owner who's a person. I'm a person with a business. I'm a business owner. So my social media profile is a mixture of who I be. Some of the time I'm talking about my business. Some of the time I'm talking about my life. So you have to learn how to bob and weave between those two things. And you definitely don't want to bring the same exact posting things you're doing with Facebook ads and things on your business page directly to your personal page. So as a business owner in this social profile, you're going to talk about your business. You're going to talk about your events. You're going to talk about what you have, but you're also going to talk about your life. So I believe that there is a balance to the thing. Mm-hmm. It's a dance. It is an art form, and you have to learn the flow, right? So the people that I think worry about this the most aren't even the people with the most to lose. It's those of us who are so scared we look for any excuse to stop ourselves. They're like, oh, well, I cannot talk about my business on my business page. Facebook is going to shut me down. It's the same people that subscribe to the summer slump. I used to do that. I used to move events around because I'm like, oh, that's going to last in the summer. And then by the time I moved it around, there was no time to do it. I was broke, y'all, then. I would stop selling in summertime or in the wintertime. I would stop selling around the Christmas months. Y'all know I'm still selling right now. I got a whole crew of people inside of my Facebook group. We are selling like nobody's business every day. It's like, I got to sell. I got to this. I got to that. People who normally would be planning right now because you subscribe to that. So here's what I'm telling you. When you hear people talk about this Facebook shutting you down thing, and you go, well, that means I have to be really, really quiet and I can't do anything. you're probably a person that subscribes to all of those other philosophies. Jerry Ann is a Facebook guru, by the way, so I'm not discounting anything that she says. I want to make sure I give honor where honor is due. I'm trying to look for where she said. Okay, there it is. Balance. It's about balance. Be a real person. Don't get hungry and thirsty. Yes, Jerry Ann, there's a difference between talking about your business and running your business from your business profile. And I believe that that's what Facebook is looking for. People who are trying to skirt the rules to reach more people and to be able to do things. You can't tag people from your business page, right? But from a Facebook profile page, you can tag away. That's the kind of stuff that's annoying. You can tag away because it's not meant for businesses, right? There's a structure for business. So there is a balance to the thing. Be a business owner be a person with a business on your personal profile. Don't just use your personal profile as your business structure. Okay. So I think that's have some courage, right? At least try once. Like I said, you're not gonna get shut down from one post.
Right.
Just talk about what you do. Talk about what your day was like. Talk about how you helped somebody today, and make an invitation. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So like I said, Jerry Ann is a Facebook guru. She's been invited to Facebook headquarters and everything. So I'm not going to even begin to say that I know way more about Facebook than she does.
Right.
But also I want you guys to understand there's a balance to the thing. Okay. There is a balance. Going back to that thought of looking for any old excuse not to build your business to the capacity that you can, check yourself. Are you a person who subscribes to business is slow in the summer? I can't do an event at this time or that time. I can't make sales during the Christmas time. Like right now, we're doing an entire boot camp next week, a cash creation boot camp. We're selling all next week. And if you want to be invited to that, type level up in the comments, and I will make sure you get the invitation to the secret place where we're hosting this thing. But we're about to light up the social media world selling stuff because you can make money right now. All right. KeeKee, last thing.
Yes.
So one thing we didn't talk about is that KeeKee is actually, I'm like trying to figure out where all my little things are. There we go. A member of Supernova Sales School, which is I don't want to call it a membership program because it's not really a membership program. It's a coaching program that I created for people that are under $5,000 a month who need to learn how to master lead generation and sales. And the reason why I don't like to call it a membership program is because I've put levels of support in this thing for the investment level that are second to none when it's compared to a membership program. And that is the program that she's in. That is the program where we created her messaging. That is the program where we created the event that she sold out. All of that stuff. So even at that level. And so I want you to talk about sales school and what it is for you, what it means for you, what you love about it, and then just kind of share with people whatever you want to tell them. I don't care.
Okay. So what came up for me initially is that it's not a membership program, Shameca, is because we don't just come in and out. We end that thing. Once we end. That's how I feel about it. Sales school has been like when you're looking for programs for sales and you're looking to be taught by someone who has done the things that you want to do, what I found in sales school was real life strategies, real life to-dos, real life actions I can take that some made me scared. Some were like, so what? Do it anyway and see if it works. And there is just so much information where you're not overwhelmed. Like in some people's membership programs, you're overwhelmed because there's so much stuff. But we're talking about sales. So it's like, okay, I want to sell using this strategy or mimicking this strategy. I can click a strategy and do that thing and not be all over the place. So sales school has helped me to focus on my sales, to focus on my offer, to be more clear about what I'm doing on a daily basis, where I just absolutely love it. Love it.
Thank you for that. So my biggest reason for, I'm looking for my controls here. If you guys don't know this about me already, I am a walking open textbook. So you guys will see me reading notes. You'll see me learning out loud because I suffer from imposter syndrome for such a long time that I used to think everything had to be perfect. And so I wouldn't make a move until it was perfect. I would show up like a talking bobblehead with all of the crazy notes that kept me stuck. So when I'm stuck on stuff or I'm clicking the wrong buttons, I will tell you all day long. And if you can release yourself from those shackles of thinking that everything has to be perfect or you have to be super professional to start doing live video and all of that stuff, I promise you, you will sell more. I want to do one thing, and that is invite you guys to the challenge again. Sales School is available. You'll hear me talking about it a little bit more, but the main thing that I want to do is invite you to the challenge. So if you comment level up, and I saw that Jerry Ann said she's in, she said, I leveled up and can't wait to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do some crazy challenges, and it's all going to be in the spirit of creating cash, in the spirit of cash creation. Because what I found we've been doing a daily sales or daily cash creation challenge inside of my Facebook group. And what I found is y'all don't know what income producing activities are. You guys think lead generation activities are income producing activities, and they're not the same thing. And so this challenge is about making money. That's what it's about. I want to show you guys how to shift that so that you don't look up 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road, and you still haven't hit your sales goal. So level up. Yeah, Angel, go live, do the thing. No hesitation. Level up in the comments if you want to be invited. And I will personally, it's not my bot. It's not attached to a bot because it's on my personal page. I will personally send you the invitation to the secret hideout for the challenge. KeeKee, I want to thank you for being courageous enough to talk about your money because you actually said the number. I wasn't going to say it. I was waiting on you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I figured I'd go all in. We're doing this thing.
Thank you for doing that because I think, I saw a lot of, yeah, that's me when we were talking about that. And it's a huge thing when you're free to share, especially those of you who are mentoring people in business and mentoring people to up-level their life. You're leading by example. So until I was able to say, it sucked, I didn't hit my goal, or I hit my goal and really talk about it, no one was really following me. Right. I was talking to myself half the time. But then people go, wow, if she could do that, and I know I make stuff look easy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be real about it. But I want you to look at me and go, if she can do it, I could do it, because you can. And I want you to know that if KeeKee can do it, you could do it. I want to share one last thing that keeps me stuck sometimes. And KeeKee, I don't know if this is true for you too. And I talk about this a lot. And so many people will say, oh, girl, not a big deal. But it's still part of the hindrances and the blocks that keep me from moving my business to the next level. And it's this thought that people won't buy from me because of the color of my skin. They won't believe that I can create the results that I can create. Or my same little anchor story that I've been releasing over years, this generational story that little Black girls from the hood don't make that kind of money. And the reason why I'm sharing that is it doesn't matter what race you are just in your being, a light to someone. Because everybody that is successful doesn't look like you, doesn't talk like you, doesn't have your demeanor, the way you relate to people. And so they need you. So just like they need me, right? They need KeeKee. And just like they need KeeKee, they need you. And so I'm hoping that this gives you full permission to own whatever your brilliance is, no matter who else is in your space that you think is light years ahead of you, that you think is already saying what you're saying or already selling what you're selling. There are people who are depending on you, just like KeeKee's people who are in her sold out program. There's lots of other opportunities they could have bought from, right? But they stepped up to the plate when she made the offer. Just do you. She's like, hey. All right, so we're going to go out. We're going to go out one last time celebrating KeeKee's $8,000 month. You guys ready? Woo! Congratulations. More to come, right? More to come. More to come. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Bye.
Bye-bye.